Greetings, everyone. Outrage continues in the mysterious death of the 11-year-old girl in Guyana, and I want to talk about this. I just can't even imagine what it's like for that family to have lost their daughter in such a way. Before I get into it, I want to share the story. When my second child was about 3 years old, we went to the mall, and I always watch my kids very closely. And I just turned my face away for a moment to answer a question. And when I look around, she wasn't beside me. So immediately I asked the store to close the doors. That was the first thing I thought of, close the doors, because she couldn't have gone far. And as we were looking in the store, I heard a giggle. I hear a little noise below the table, on the table where it was a place that sold like t-shirts and, things like that. So as I called her name, I heard a giggle. And when I bent down and lifted the cover off the table, there she was playing hide and seek. Since that time, I never play hide and seek with children anymore because it's scary, it's dangerous, and sometimes they don't know, and I've seen people lost their kids in fires because they were hiding, playing hide and seek. Anyway, I'm just saying all of that to say that I know what it felt like that day when I thought my child was taken. The most frightening thing ever. And I have other incidents with other kids, not the same where she disappeared, but kids running off the elevator, and that feeling that something terrible happened to your child. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. So I am just saying, I'm sending love and light to that family right now. Now, something similar like this happened in the States. And if you can remember, but I think this was an older girl, a teenager. She was at, I think, a hotel as well. And she went missing. And when they came back, they found her in a refrigerator. Listen, these things are not uncommon. When you have hotels or places where people from all over the world come to stay, you have to be super vigilant. Okay, so this video is going to be in a part 2, and I don't want anyone to think I'm blaming the family. I'm just saying what can happen in a split of a second. And when we are naive, because we think we live in a beautiful world, we live in a beautiful earth, but the people in the world are not beautiful. Now, Guyana has had history that we know of, where individuals are into these religious cults, and therefore they will use human sacrifice. But people are going that route. But truthfully speaking, within my spirit, that's not what I'm sensing. I'm sensing a predator who, as they would say, would have seized the opportunity to take this young one and to do other things. And I'm waiting to hear if there are any signs of molestation with this poor girl. May she rest in peace. Now, when you have people in the Caribbean areas that are wealthy, they sometimes have kids that do things, and because they have money, they're able to hide it. Now, the stories coming out that the police seem to be under scrutiny right now because some of the stories not adding up. And just the fact that they think these people are poor, that they wouldn't allow them to come back on the property or something to that effect. We got to do more research into this. But the little clips here and there that I've seen is clearly showing that there's a cover-up. So this thing has happened. And a lot of times, many individuals disappear and we never get to the bottom of the story because the people who are involved in it are people who are wealthy or associated to people who are. It's not new. It's not a Guyanese thing. It's not just a Caribbean thing. It's a worldwide thing where our young ones are not safe. And so as parents, you have to be a helicopter mom. My daughter always tells me, "You're a helicopter mom. I'm okay." Now, I've had my own experience with traveling. I've been in a hotel, and because somebody says it's a 5 star, sometimes people get careless and think, "Oh, this is a wonderful establishment. This is, place has good reputation." As we were there one day, I was outside sitting by the pool, and I left my husband and my kids inside the hotel room, and they came out to join me. But my, at the time, 12-year-old said she didn't want to come, she just wanted to sleep. And so when I saw my partner and my older daughter come without her, I said, "Where's she?" They said, "She's sleeping in the room." I'm like, "Absolutely not." You should see me running back to the hotel. I'm like, "Are you mad? You cannot leave her here because anything can happen in this hotel room. You can't assume that, security guard at the gate and reputation is going to stop people from doing terrible things." And so I went back for my daughter and I said, "Never again should you ever agree to stay by yourself in any place wherever we are, whether we're in Jamaica or anywhere else in the world. You stay with us." What's happened to this young Adrianna is just frightening, but I'm sure the people of Guyana can tell you many stories. In fact, there are people there who probably already know exactly what happened without even speaking. I hope these individuals are caught and brought to justice, and not the wrong people, because sometimes there's a convenience of nabbing the wrong person who happened to be at that space and can become the scapegoat. But I am very proud of the Guyanese people that they're taking action and showing outrage. What are the next steps we have to take as parents or as a nation of people who now is in a global world? We're exchanging goods and services at nanospeed. Our gates are wide open and people are flooding in, and people who are with very bad reputation, not just in the islands itself, but the people coming there as visitors. We have to protect our young ones. We have to protect our space, not just from bad reputation, but just to show as a people that we're going to protect those who are the future. Talk to me in the comment section and tell me, what do you think happened, and ways you think this could have been prevented. And again, it's not about judging the individuals who have gone through this horrible ordeal. It's just going forward. What are the next steps? What can we do to prevent these things from happening again? It is not just physical, it is spiritual. And you better believe that it's also financial. Money always exchange hands in these type of events to cover up the truth, to reward people for handing over vulnerable people, because these are not just for sacrifice, also for trafficking. Let me tell you, it is a scary, scary world indeed, and no one is safe, and it's so unfortunate. But we can do what we can, and we can be vigilant. Stay blessed, everyone.